Good morning and welcome back to Cold Waters. I'm Captain Numpty, or David Steele, and in today's scenario, it is August 1991. And the Russians have disposed of Boris Yeltsin. Appears to have been a coup d'etat. The USSR, Soviet Union, which was going to be disbanded, is now, it would appear, becoming very aggressive. We are on board HMS Spartan. This is a Royal Navy Swiftsure-class boat, in fact. You know what, let's jump back into my boat. Let's take a look at the situation as we see it. Okay, there we are. So the Russians have sent over some submarines. We are just north of Scotland, in fact. If we take a look to the south, that is Scotland. And they have just... well, they've skirted with our territory. And, yeah, command has ordered us to, well, go and investigate. And by investigate, they don't mean fire upon the Soviets. We're not in a shooting match yet. But we appear to have identified two diesel-electric cruise missile boats and two escorts, of one of which is a Kilo. Kilo is a modern diesel-electric. This thing is bad news. Yeah, Test 71s, they're wire-guided. USET 80s, they're nasty wire-guided. This thing performs very well. 25 knots, estimated speed. It can dive to 820 feet, and it's very quiet. Also got a standoff capability too. Those SSN-16s, they can drop a torpedo on our head, so they're bad news. Now the Foxtrot is an older boat. Let's take a quick look here. Not as quiet, doesn't look as modern as the Kilo. Not that appearances are necessarily everything. It's quite a bit slower, so much less of an issue there with the Foxtrot. And the Juliets, well, that's what's got London so concerned, because these things can carry cruise missiles. Let's see, does it tell me what it says? N3. So standard intel here says that essentially that these boats are probably able to harass convoys. Or why are two just off our territorial waters? Yeah, we don't like this. And yeah, so we're here now. A secondary objective of today's mission. We are carrying one prototype, one very much brand new Spearfish. Now the Spearfish production started in the late 80s, I think it was 1988. Did not enter service for 4 years, 1992, so we have a pre-production, still being refined Spearfish, and Intel or HQ has said, hey, if you get the chance, go ahead and use it. Because we can deny that this ever happened. Okay. Well, so it's on board, it's not loaded into a tube yet. So do we expect this to be a shooting match? We're not really sure. We should know what the Russians' intent are. We're going to have to warn them. Let's see. Good can they hear? Foxtrot's got reasonable sensors. Kilo's got good sensors. We're in a fairly quiet nuclear boat. The Swiftsure. It's capable. But we really need to poke Ivan and let them know that we're actually here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run east. No, I'm actually going to turn away. I'm going to put on the speed to maybe 20 knots. They should hear that. The Kilo should hear that. And if it pings us, great. It's letting us know that it knows about it. And ideally, ping us and disappear somewhere else. We need the Russians to know that we're aware of them. We don't really need them here. Set my course.
Come right to 113 Helm I.
I'm going to cavitate. for a few seconds. So, or I'm going to run up to flank speed. We're not actually going to cavitate in this boat because she's got this wonderful shroud. Right, let's go ahead and crank it up. Let's go here. Let's hit it. There we go.
Make turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Kilo can now hear me.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing 030. Contact faded.
Can't hear it.
Con
Okay.
helm. Steady course.
So somebody ping me.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Just about does enough of that. Another ping. I'm going to turn back towards them.
Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra
Whoa.
1. Bearing 3
Okay.
5
It's
1.
jumped back to me. I do not like
Come
that.
left 2 2.
Let's get out of here.
Turns for 20 knots.
I'm going to counterfire.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Counterfire to make this torpedo immediately go live. Oh, we seem to have got
Con
there.
sonar lost contact. Come left 298. Helm aye.
Got their attention.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 20 knots.
Okay, we're going to notch this incoming torpedo. We're going to head northwest. I don't know if this is fired by the Kilo or not, and either way, it's not good because it's
Con
pretty
helm.
close.
Steady course.
Now, one of the little tricks
Passing 600 feet.
of stock cold waters is if you switch to your external view, so I'll go ahead and do that now. You can see incoming torpedoes. Now, that is mine on the way out. Can we see the other incoming torpedo? Well, not yet. No, I can't see it yet. Let me
Con fire control. We've lost the wire.
Okay, when we can see it, you can tell if...
Passing 700 feet.
Wait a second. Yeah, we can actually see it. Look at this, just above the sail. That has turned towards me. I think that's a wire-guided torpedo. I'm going to turn away, and I'm going to head. I'm going to head the opposite direction. Let's get my depth down as well.
Passing 800 feet.
Head and
Come left 117. Helm aye.
1,200
Passing
feet.
900 feet. Make depth 1200 feet. Dive aye.
This thing changes course. I'm going to run to flank speed.
Con torpedo room. Tube 1 ready.
Actually fired 2 torpedoes. There's another one just above the sail. Okay, let's go ahead and turn towards it. I'm going to turn towards the threat. Bad feeling about this. The reason why, let's switch back to the
Con
map.
sonar regained contact on. Sierra 1. Bearing 358. Come left 2022. Helm aye.
The reason why we're doing this is we want to try and
Con dive at 1200 feet. Dive aye.
try to get between the threat. Now this may not work. Let's go ahead and drop back to
Con
ultra.
helm. Steady.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Let's drop back to ultra quiet. See if we can pick them up on our sensors. So far, nothing. Okay, there's one.
Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra 2. Bearing 023.
So if they are USET 80s,
Con
that's
sonar regained contact on. Sierra 3. Bearing 354. Con sonar. Come left 357. Helm aye.
it's a 2,500 yards detection range, and they're about 2,000
Con
yards between
sonar
them.
regained contact on. Master 6. Bearing 026.
But I don't think they're being
Con
guided.
sonar regained contact on. Master 5. Bearing 023.
Don't think they're being guided. So we're gonna just shift north a little bit at slow speed. In fact, I'm actually gonna do that a little
Come
more
left
aggressively.
2. Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
What do you want to get in the middle point, which is maybe only 500 yards, but hey, every little's gonna help.
Con sonar lost contact. Con maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
Say we're about there.
Come right 2-0-3-1. Helm aye.
Let's get back to ultra quiet.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
So what I'm trying to do here is effectively thread the needle between these torpedoes. Oh, that's interesting. It's circling. Now it's either detected me, or it was
Con
set.
sonar regained contact on. Master 5, bearing 025.
Or it was set to.
Con sonar regained contact on. Master 6, bearing 025.
Or it was set to circle. I don't think it's descending to come and investigate. Let's switch back to my external view and let's take a look. Yeah, I think it's just circling. Okay, and let's look back to the other two, and they are still heading southwest. Okay, back to here. I'm itching to have a go at using the.
Come left 2-0-0-0. Helm aye.
Using the Spearfish. I think I don't really want to get my depth up because I'll reduce my depth because that puts me closer to this circling torpedo. So let's go ahead and accelerate time and see what happens. Okay, they went live. They're actively pinging. They're about 2,000 yards away. So I don't know what kind of torpedo these are, and I'm not going to try and look, so I won't be able to tell. We're still potentially in their detection range, but...
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn northwest.
Come left 2.
Let's get up to
Make
15
turns
knots.
for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Let's get up to 550
Make
feet.
depth 550 feet. Dive aye.
Okay. So, we're going to lose detection on these submarines.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
They have fled the scene. So I guess it's worked. But I think HQ would much rather
Con,
take care of
helm, steady course.
the threat. So let's accelerate time. Kilo's moving away at 25 knots. I mean, I
Con,
catch.
dive at 550 feet. Dive aye.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 055. Contact faded.
Okay, now that's interesting, because that tells me that the Sierra 2, the Juliet, is under threat from
Come right 2-3-3-7. Helm aye.
my Tigerfish. Let's switch to that view. See if we can see this taking place. Well, I mean, there's not that much to see.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 040. Con, helm, steady course.
I can see a torpedo in the background. Okay, let's go back to me. Back to the map. Wonder whether I want to fire a Foxtrot at fire a Spearfish at this Foxtrot. Well, let's
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
get quiet. Foxtrot may be turning back at me, and I'm gonna go ahead and get a Spearfish loaded, like so.
Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra 4, bearing 0.
Make depth 450 feet. Dive aye.
Con sonar regained contact on. Master 5, bearing 036.
Looks like the Juliet
Con
Sierra.
sonar regained contact on Master 6, bearing 025.
Looks like the Juliet took preemptive evasive action here. My Tigerfish isn't really threatening it right now. In fact, it may not even get within detection range. Our primary target should really be those cruise missile boats. But the Kilo is just so tempting to take down one of those. They're a modern boat. They're a threat. But prudence tells me, yeah, let's take out the Juliet if we're able to, and let's go ahead and test this prototype Spearfish. Because what's the worst that happens?
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
Seeing as we've got one on the way, we should really threaten this Foxtrot. So let's go ahead and get one on Tigerfish on the way to chase down this Foxtrot.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Meanwhile, the other Tigerfish has detected the Juliet. It's going and
dive at 450 feet, dive I.
look at this.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
And it's directly threatening it. So, Juliet, what's the Juliet's top speed? $18 knots. So still not a bad, not a bad speed for a diesel electric. The Foxtrot is a slow boat. Is that 15 knots? And he's doing 16, so he's clearly overdriving those
sonar,
engines.
launch transient from Sierra 3.
Okay, I expected that.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3. Come right to. Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering eye.
We're going to get up to 15 knots. We're going to try and get out of the way of this Foxtrot. And he's got set 65, so he's got an 880-yard detection.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 03. Con maneuvering, making turns for 1. Come left to 270. Helm aye.
Yes, so he's got an 880-yard detection range. I was originally going to be going northeast, but it looks like he has anticipated that from me. Just looking at this, so hard to tell. He's probably trying to sandwich me. So go ahead and get Juliet. I'm going to just steer this torpedo, this Spearfish, a little bit to the west, like so. Just a little bit. And I'm still happy with
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 037.
Still happy with the crew interrupting me all the time. I'm tempted to make this Tigerfish live just to increase its speed.
Con helm, steady course.
But I'm not. It's got 40 minutes of endurance. And
Con sonar, lost
hey.
contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 036. Contact breaking up.
Right, we got one of our primary targets. That's good. And then the second
Con
one.
sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 006. Contact faded.
It's just gone dark on me. Okay. So
Come left to 252. Helm aye.
let's go back to notching. Let's switch to my view. We see these incoming torpedoes. There's one heading away from me. Yes,
Con helm, steady course.
we can. Hopefully the YouTube compression algorithm doesn't hide it. But looking at this, it's just to the left of my torpedo on the way out, and it is slipping from left to right. And that tells me that it's falling behind us. That's good. Now it's getting close, so that's a little. It's not great. It's getting close. I don't want to increase my speed above 15 knots. I'll almost certainly lose the wire on those two torpedoes on the way out. Switch back to the map. There we see now, it's just gone live. I think I'm going to make the Tigerfish live, like so. Really want to keep the wire on both of these fish. But also don't want to lose my boat. I should have done this a while ago. Let's get my depth down. Should have done that a long time ago. Oops. Right, so the eastmost torpedo I don't see as being a threat. The westmost most definitely is. I need to be
Passing 500 feet.
a full square out of the way. I'm not there yet. I get my depth down as well. That's going to help. Let's go ahead and just turn slightly more south. My course to 235. Yeah,
Passing 600 feet.
this is not a great place to be in. I think I'm gonna have to make this alive. I really wanted to keep the wire.
Passing 700.
I'm going.
Make turns for 20 knots.
There we go.
Maneuvering aye.
I'm
Con,
increasing.
fire control, we've lost the wire.
Yeah, I lost the wire.
Make
Okay,
turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I lost both wires. It's more accurate. Right. So I've firewalled the throttle.
Passing 900 feet.
Push the nose forward. We're gonna get down to
Passing 1,000 feet.
1,200 feet. Let's go ahead and tell autopilot to do that.
Passing 1,100 feet.
So
Make depth 120
Just exceeded.
feet. Dive by.
it's bad. Not the end of the world, but it's bad. So lock my map.
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Lock my map view to me, and it looks like we are going to be able to do it. Let's go ahead and notch it, run perpendicular to this torpedo.
Come right to 255. Helm aye.
It's about where we want to be, and yeah, it looks like we are just about gonna make it. Okay, that's good. Was it
Con,
worth?
helm, steady course. Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 008.
Was it worth losing the wire? Yes, because if this thing hunts me, I would lose the wire anyway. I'd have to run up to fast enough to lose it. Okay, let's go ahead and turn back
Come
north.
right to.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Get back to ultra quiet. I'm going to go ahead and reduce my depth. So I'm going to switch to
Passing 1,200 feet.
my boat view. Like so, there we go. There's the torpedo. It's close, but it's
Passing 1,100 feet.
shouldn't be a threat.
Con sonar, regained contact on.
Passing 1,000 feet.
Let's go back to the map view. Let me see. Oh, we fired
Con
3.
sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 3, bearing. Con, maneuvering, making turns.
Passing 900 feet.
Con sonar, regained contact on. Master 5, bearing 047. Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 00. Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, so I think
Passing
my
800 feet.
I think the tigerfish I sent towards Sierra 3, Foxtrot, I don't think that's going to detect... Well, it hasn't detected them yet. Okay, fair enough. Now, the spearfish, that is most definitely chasing some things. Let's go ahead and switch to that weapon for a bit. Let's see. This is what 70 to 80 knots worth of prototype state-of-the-art.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 007. Contact breaking up.
Okay, that was extremely loud for me. Not only did it blow out, but a sonar ping at the same time, but we got the bastard. Okay, let's go back to me. So, where are we doing right now? We have taken care of both primary targets. We've given the Russians a very bloody nose. And now... I mean, I suppose I should
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 353.
suppose I should kind of head home. But I think I want to just loiter right now and see what happens with Sierra 3. This tigerfish is threatening him, but I don't think it's close enough to actually attack. I don't know though. The Foxtrot clearly feels
Passing
threatened
700 feet.
by it. At about 450 feet, so we'll get my depth to 450.
Make depth 450 feet. Dive by.
I'm gonna go ahead and watch this, so let's flick to his view.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 351.
I don't think we'll be as close. It won't be. Oh, he just dropped off. Okay. Yeah, this tigerfish is. I think it's doing the whole British equivalent of shaking its fist. Now, I did think that Sierra 2 was not being threatened by a tigerfish either, and it ended up getting him. Right. Well, I'm going to pause the recording for just a little bit, and then we'll see what happens with this tigerfish. I'll be right back. Well, would you look at that? So it turns out that, yeah, that tigerfish really is threatening the foxtrot. So that's great. The tigerfish is probably going to kill it because the foxtrot's just not
dive at 450 feet, dive high.
Just not fast enough to be able to escape it. Now the kilo, however, yeah, he's probably gotten away. Can't detect him right now, but there's a lot of noise around me. And, I don't think...
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 348.
I don't think we'll easily be able to track him down. I mean, I know his proximate course, which is Russia, just, you know, so there's no confusion there. But of course, I'm not going to Russia to chase him. I don't particularly feel the need to do that. So I think what we'll do is, now for what it's worth, let's just pop up to periscope depth. Let's check where this torpedo is at periscope depth. It's 4,000 yards away. Should be
Make
fine.
depth 45 feet, dive high.
We'll go ahead and do that, and just because we can, let's watch the foxtrot
Con
engaging.
sonar, noisemaker bearing 346.
Oh, so I did it again. If you lose the best sensor range with the target, it defaults you back to you. So yeah, this tigerfish. In fact, let's go ahead and see. Can we see tigerfish? There we go. Oh, well, that's a good view.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 346.
Deed. We got him. Okay, well, let's switch back to me. There's lots of noise there. We're heading up to periscope depth, and switch back to map. See, well, like I say, this kilo, he's probably long gone. But for argument's sake, we'll accelerate time. He may come back and investigate, but I really don't think he will.
Come right to 065. Helm I.
So if he can do 25 knots, he's a... Okay, yeah, it's just...
Con, helm, steady course.
The last torpedo's gone, so I could happily crank it up. But I'm not going to. I'm going to call it for today's mission. Besides, this way...
Downscope.
This way, when Ivan gets home, he can explain to his superiors what happened. He's going to have to explain to his superiors what happened. And now they're going to think twice.
Passing 100 feet. Passing 200 feet.
Coming back to the UK with their harassing cruise missile boats. Thanks ever so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you got something from this. And yeah, if you like it, subscribe for more. If you thought it terrible, go ahead and don't subscribe for more, or click dislike. You could let me know, like, and perhaps, just maybe, I'll see you the next time. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.